never laugh as a hearse goes by, for you may be the next to die. They wrap you up in bloody sheets to drop you 6 feet underneath. They put you in a pine wood box and cover you up with dirt and rocks. It all goes well for about a week, and then your coffin begins to leak, and the worms crawl in, the worms crawl out, the worms play pinochle on your snout. They eat your eyes, they eat your nose as you begin to decompose. A slimy beetle with demon's eyes chews through your stomach and out your sides. Your stomach turns to rancid grease, and pus pours out like melted cheese. You spread it on a slice of bread, and that's what you'll eat when you're dead. And the worms crawl out, the worms crawl in, the worms that crawl in are lean and thin, the ones that crawl out are fat and stout. Your eyes fall in and your hair falls out. Your brain turns into maggot pie. Your liver starts to liquefy. And for the living all is well as you sink further into hell. And the flames rise up to drag you down into the fire where you will drown. Your skin melts off as you descend, and Satan tears you limb from limb. Your suffering will never end. And the worms crawl in, the worms crawl out. They'll eat your guts in that shit. And when you're to rot, the worms remain, but you do not. So don't ever laugh as a hearse goes by, for someday you'll be the one to die. And when death brings his cold despair, ask yourself, will anyone care? Don't ever laugh as a hearse goes by, for you may be the next to die. They wrap you up in bloody sheets to drop you 6 feet underneath. They put you in a pine wood box and cover you up with dirt and rocks. It all goes well for about a week, and then your coffin begins to leak, and the worms crawl in, the worms crawl out, the worms play pinochle on your snout. They eat your eyes, they eat your nose as you begin to decompose. A slimy beetle with demon's eyes chews through.
All right, guys, here we go.
Your stomach turns rancid grease, and pus pours.
Finally getting off and running. Got everything moved down where I want. Got my chips. Got my soda. Fleshy hole is not puckered yet. But holy shit, man. Seed of Chucky. Ash, help me. You're my only hope. I got him right here. I'm going to put him on the microphone because I may need backup for this. I guess you guys can't see it. Oh, what's going on with the internet? Okay, now we got some good health. Saying my connection was not very good. All right, let me take a quick look. What is going on here?
Someday you'll be the one to die, and when death.
Make sure I at least. There we go. Just making sure everything's working fine. Let me see who's all in here. We got Play, Ty, Ghost Abby, of course. Of course, it's Ghost Abby. That should be your screen name now, Abby. Of course, it's Ghost Abby. What's going on, Ranger? What's going on, Cat47? How you doing? Welcome back. What's going on, Paris? What's going on, Anthony? Did I say Ranger? Yeah, I said Ranger. What's going on? I think I said everybody. Ty, all you guys? What's going on, Horror Boy? How you doing? And Nicholas, how you doing as well? Shit, we got a nice little turnout. Everyone come to watch me suffer through Seed of Chucky. 49ers didn't forsaken you, Amanda. They showed up on the field. They just didn't play particularly well at the end of the game. They had the game in hand, but just couldn't close it out. Hey, what's going on, Alphonse? How you doing? These results are bullshit. Excuse me while I to be honest, I can't say a whole lot bad about Seed of Chucky Pears. Just because I very much don't remember too much from it, aside from the whole Glenda thing, the end, and that Jennifer Tilly plays herself, and Redman and John Waters is in it. I remember certain parts of Seed of Chucky. I do know I like the design of Scarred Chucky. I like the design of Scarred Chucky from Bride and all that, and going into this. The designs aren't the problem. It's the kookiness of the story that I remember bothering me more than anything. All right, let me chill out on my chips. That's some great ASMR. I've been told I got a future in that. The Simpsons lied to us. What's going on? The duck on quack? How you doing? Oh, and thank you for the follow, Record 21. And we haven't even gotten started yet. If Jamie Lee Curtis didn't come back, they would make a Halloween 9. No, I mean, personally, I don't see them. They can do it, but I personally don't see them making a Halloween 9. Because one, you have to tie in H2O and Resurrection into the original series. Oh, thank you for the follow as well, Duck on Quack. I have to look you up later for some quack. No, no, take it back. Bring it back. Hey, Devin, how you doing? But yeah, if Jamie Lee Curtis didn't come back, would they have made a sequel to Halloween Resurrection? No, I don't think so. Ooh, excuse me. Just kidding, I unfollowed. Well, for that short time that you were a follower, I thank you and appreciate you. Or should I have cut it off in the middle? Hello, today is my friend's birthday. You could wish him his name and... I'm not even sure how you would pronounce that, Record. I mean, I have no problem wishing him a happy birthday. But I don't want to butcher the name in the process. I can call him Toko. Why not? Mostly because given how much money, like I said before when I was talking to you in the messages, Anthony, given how the returns of Halloween Resurrection, it wasn't a financial success. And I mean, they probably made some money off of it because it is a low budget kind of horror movie. Most horror movies, slasher wise, are low budget. So they probably made a good portion of their money off of that, but nowhere near what they are accustomed to. So then when they did the remakes with Rob Zombie, they saw a bump in profitability. So they continued the remakes with Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, and then that went the same way Halloween Resurrection kind of did. I mean, it still made its money, but ultimately fans rejected it. Well, a good majority of the fans. It does have its fans, especially with Rob Zombie fans and Halloween fans. There are a group of people that like those movies, and much respect to you. But once Halloween 2018 came out, they took a risk. They rebooted it all the way back to only keeping part 1 canon, and it became the highest money-making movie of the series. And as far as critics, how they liked it, it's ultimately the most well-liked since the first movie. Like from a critic standpoint, not a fan standpoint, because there are some fans that have problems with it, and again, I respect that. I absolutely respect it. But the whole thing I look at it from is with John Carpenter being involved. John Carpenter, you can't really take a whole lot of what these original directors say in their creation, but in this particular sense, I do like that they consulted John Carpenter. John Carpenter was in there enough to get them to change their beginning to when, if you guys all remember when they said they were going to change the end of the first Halloween from 1978, it was going to be slightly tweaked. And if anybody remembers, they were going to have where Michael killed Loomis. And pretty much I think it was, I'm not sure if Loomis actually shot him, and then when Loomis goes to the room, instead of Michael just standing there, they changed it to where Michael jumps out at him and stabs him. I forget the logistics of that, but I do know ultimately the beginning was going to be Michael kills Loomis and then got captured. That's how they were going to do it. And John Carpenter stepped in, like, don't change the end of my movie. Like, you don't have to explain why Michael's in the sanitarium. Just go for it. And he was in there a little bit to foster what 2018 became. So, I mean, I can definitely respect that they tried to keep Michael within John Carpenter's original vision of what the shape was supposed to be. And I applaud him for it. I absolutely applaud him for it. Because the randomness, the force of nature, as they called him, you got all of that in that movie. Like, Michael had literally no reason to kill anybody in that movie. And Jamie Lee Curtis, if you look at her Laurie Strode on there, she's more of the hunter. She's the stalker. She's the going out, seeking out Michael Myers. Michael Myers didn't want anything to do with her, which was pretty accurate to what John Carpenter originally wanted. The only reason he even focused on her in the original film, in my mind, if you just take the 2018 movie into account and none of the other sequels, would have been that she just happened to be on his property. And he watched her and just like, okay, she's the next one. I'm coming. That's literally all it took. So JG, the time has come close. Post-apocalyptic Ash cosplay is on the rise of the horizon. Oh, is that what you sent me, Paris? I didn't see the message you sent me yet. I was wondering what that may be. I'm about to check it out. But yeah, ultimately, to break it down for you, Anthony, they're likely not going to make a sequel to Halloween Resurrection just because it wasn't a money-making movie. So why would you throw money down the drain for a sequel to a movie that wasn't well liked when you can continue with Blumhouse and their series that they're doing, at least until that well runs dry, and then they reboot it again? That's ultimately why. As far as looking at it as a Halloween 9, you can't necessarily do that because H2O is a reboot to the franchise. It is not canon to the original series. You can make an argument for sure, but then there's some inconsistencies with characters that just don't make sense. There's certain details that people leave out of conversations that just don't make sense. Even if it was just like, okay, I never kept tabs on that person, or I never looked at this. It doesn't make sense. Which I can get into further detail if you guys want, but ultimately I just don't see how they could connect H2O in the original timeline, as I say, which is Halloween 1, 2, 3, 4, well, not 3, but 4, 5, and 6. Because that's all the original timeline, the H2O timeline, and the Blumhouse timeline. I don't see how you can connect the original timeline with the H2O timeline without greatly having to sacrifice like aspects of the characters. I heard the Halloween Kills test screenings have been getting good results too, Alphonse. But take that with a grain of salt. A big grain of salt. Because how many test screenings have we heard do very well and the movie come out and be absolute shit? So, check your expectations until you see the movie yourself. For example, as divisive as Zack Snyder's DC movies have been, I remember hearing we got great test screening results for Batman vs. Superman. We got great test screening results for Justice League. If I remember right, they said Justice League got a standing ovation. Now, I like both those movies. I like the ultimate cut of Batman vs. Superman much better than the original cut, but I can see where people would have problems with it. Justice League, I can tell, like, kind of, it really disjointed because of the switching out of directors. So I'm actually interested if they ever do release the whole Snyder cut with Justice League, because I would like to see what that entailed. Knowing what he did with the ultimate cut of Batman vs. Superman, I'd be very interested to see what they do, or what he did with all of his Justice League. Do I like any of the Transformer films? I mean, I saw the first two, but I haven't seen the rest of them, to be completely honest. Oh, and thank you for the follow on Twitch, Cat. Like making your rounds all over. Test screen doesn't matter. What counts as your opinion? Yeah, I mean, that's true, Ty. Very true. Very true. Wondering what Halloween flashbacks they have done. I'm very interested in that too, because I'm interested to see who may pop up. Are we going to get a Loomis lookalike? Are we going to get maybe young Dr. Sartain? Are we going to get any of that in the flashbacks? Halloween H2O is a better movie than Halloween 2018 to me. I mean, it's subjective. It's subjective. Halloween H2O may fall more in line with what your expectation of a Halloween movie is, and that's perfectly fine. To me, I enjoy the grittiness of the 80s slasher films, like a Friday the 13th and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And to me, Halloween 2018 kind of recaptured that nostalgic feel for me. So I lean a lot more towards Halloween 2018 because Halloween H2O was super stylized and felt more like a Scream movie than it did a Halloween movie. Just in my opinion. That doesn't mean I'm right, you're wrong. That doesn't mean any of that. It's all subjective. It's just how I looked at it and why I prefer, out of the two reboots, I lean more towards Halloween 2018. That's just my opinion on it. What's going on, Hawkpool? How you doing? Say you were 25 because I didn't want people to think less of my opinion because I'm young. I don't think any less of your opinion if you were 2. Ain't no need to hide anything in here. At least with me. I don't give a shit if you're 5, 7. I don't care if you're typing on the keyboard and shitting in your diaper right now. Perfectly fine. I mean, I care if there's an age gate on any of my shit. But, you know, because I don't want my channel to get deleted or anything like that. But, I mean, as far as opinions go, fucking, I don't care if you're shitting in a diaper. I mean, but then again, you could be old and shitting in a diaper. So, I mean, you know, it goes both ways. I was going to say rattle too, but then again, you can be old with a rattle and shitting in a diaper. So, anything goes. Get ready for the seed. Yeah, man. I'm just giving some people some time to get in, and then I'm diving in. Like I said, I can't say for sure that I don't like this movie because it's been years. I watched it one time when it came out on DVD, and I never touched it again. And I think I thought the movie was so laughable that I honestly wasn't really paying attention to it. So now that I'm actually here to watch it, attention, streamlined, focused right on the screen, I may actually end up liking it. So I can't make a promise that I'll come out of this hating it. Yeah, I mean, I like Halloween 2018. That's no secret. I mean, I've been saying that since I saw it. Since I did the review on it. I've been saying I like Halloween 2018. That's no secret, Anthony. And, like, I mean, like I said, like, I like it. Just because I like it doesn't mean that you have to like it. Hey, what's going on, JB8 Ted? How you doing? Keep saying I'm going to stop eating the chest, but I can't help it. JG said that probably because he shit. I ain't there yet. I may be reaching kind of up there in age, but I ain't there yet. Oh, thank you, JB8. It is a blue snowball. I don't know if you can see it on there. Oh, shit. It's not attached to my one thing. Yeah, I can't get it in the way. But yeah, it's a blue snowball. You can hear my lips touching each other perfectly. Holy shit. And to think, I was going to try to upgrade it. You made a Twitch just to follow me? Well, thank you, Cat. Can I eat another biscuit? You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna make an ASMR fucking channel and see how many people I can get to subscribe. And if I get more people subscribed to that channel than I have this one, that'd be fucking insane. But just for you, JB8. Just for you. I'm gonna get real close up on the mic. I'm gonna eat me another chip. Wasn't a biscuit, it was a chip. I'm gonna eat a chip. Hopefully not choke to death. And then we may be able to start the movie. Alright. Everybody ready? Here we go. Oh, no. Extra credit. Let's double chip it. How about that? 2 chips. You ready? Here we go. Support the channel. PayPal link. I don't have one. I got a Stream Elements tip link somewhere down there, just because it adds it anyways. So pretty much it's always there regardless, and I hardly ever promote it. Thank you for the follow, JB8. Glad I could make your dreams come true. Oh my gosh. Well, this is a hell of a start. But alright. Let's get down to business. Oh, wait a minute. What's that? Ranger in the words of Freddy Krueger. I'm kind of changing. Okay, I see. I got you. Best ASMR I've ever heard. Shit. I'm gonna need bags and bags of chips and all kinds of other shit just for the fucking streams. What's the mic again? It's a Blue Snowball. Oh man, no need to hate on anybody with a mic. Like, I mean, I get some mics are lower in quality than others. And I honestly, when I started my channel, I was using the microphone on this to actually record all of my Dark Theories videos. So, like, pretty much up until I upgraded to a better computer, I ended up getting the microphone as well, which this particular version of the microphone is only like $50, $60. Might be able to even find it for $30 on eBay. It's a pretty good mic. I like it. We are on the commentary poster. You know what? We'll jump over that. Now, with this poster, it's honestly just so much art out there. There's not a whole lot for Seed of Chucky, unfortunately. So I did go with the standard Seed of Chucky poster. So forgive me. I wasn't able to find a really good poster for the commentary tonight. Just take a look around, see all this. There we go. Oh shit. JB8. Found it for $370. Like $370? $370. Like, holy fuck, man. Oh, I'm doing good, Hawkpool. I'm doing real good. We're getting ready to get started into the commentary here shortly. Isn't this Chucky technically the weakest Chucky? I'm not sure about that, to be completely honest. No, Ty, I didn't see that comment. Oh, in your currency. Okay, I got you. So I'm not familiar with your particular currency. Well, what you could probably do, JB8, at least until you're actually good to get one of these, you can get one of these headphones and use the microphone on that, because the mic on here is pretty decent. Like, I liked using it. And these are, I think, like, you can grab them on eBay for like $10-15, maybe. Just look up a gaming headset. It's like what the fuck is that? What does it say? Koshin each, I believe. If I can put that up there. Just get one of them. But all right. I know I said it before. I keep saying it over and over and over. We're getting ready to jump into it. Into the movie we go. Meanwhile, if you guys do not have your movie at the ready, feel free to do so. Let me know if you guys need to set it up. And if you are all set up, do me a favor and hit the like button down below. So that way we can get more traction on these commentaries and get tons of people in there. There we go. Making sure I got everything in there. Then, just want to heads up, tomorrow will be a gameplay stream. Might do one Tuesday as well. Because I'm getting really into the gameplay streaming and stuff like that. I want to try to do as much as possible because I do want to start taking videos from those. And actually being able to upload those as well. Just as like future content and stuff like that. Still trying to figure out the stuff for me in Paris. Still desperately trying to figure that out, but it doesn't seem to be working. So what we might end up doing, or at least what I might end up doing, if me and Paris do stream like that again, that might be just exclusive stuff for people to just jump on the channel and watch. So like pretty much for something like that, you gotta subscribe to me, subscribe to him, and hopefully we can somehow one day round about that. But I'm check with Paris to see if he can't, because if he can stream on Facebook, I wonder if he can't stream on YouTube, or does he not meet the requirements for it? I'm not entirely sure, but we'll figure it out. We'll definitely figure it out. Now let me go ahead and hit the volume on that. And let me see what everybody's saying. I say that because Child's Play 1, he was just a monster. In Child's Play 2, he was a monster too. In Child's Play 3, he was able to get his face off. In Bride, Chucky is able to sneak in weapon. Okay. All right. So, we start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. You gotta love a movie with enough balls to have sperm flying at your face in the opening credits. What game am I playing tomorrow? I actually haven't decided. I mean, I could always do Dead by Daylight, but I'm kind of leaning towards possibly maybe playing something else. We'll see. That opening is so wrong. I mean, Ty, everybody's got a type. So it's been a while since we played Friday the 13th. The only reason I haven't played Friday the 13th in a while on here is because I don't think my laptop can handle it and streaming at the same time. That's why I'm waiting until I get my new computer. When I make all my upgrades to my entire setup, I'm going to be playing a whole shit ton of Friday the 13th. I'm looking at a pretty juicy setup. I don't know, like the whole first person thing kind of reminds me of Puppet Master. And like the breathing sounds like Blade at the beginning of Puppet Master 1. Hashtag fleshy hole. Ain't nothing wrong with a friendly flirt, Ty. Especially if they're juicy. Well then. Oh, this is actually looking a lot better than I remember. Really, Nicholas? The original Texas Chainsaw in Paranormal Activity? Nice. Oh, shower scene. We gonna see some juicy. Huh? Oh, we saw some juiciness, all right. Ow. I love Princess Elsa. Hashtag fleshy hole. Like, I don't know. I'm getting some serious fucking Puppet Master vibes. At least from this intro. You're pissing your pets! Like, what the fuck? Sykes in shitface. I guess. Like, I mean, is it... Psycho... I suppose. How the fuck did he get the made in Japan indent on his wrist? It wasn't like he was manufactured. So yeah, I guess that the fly part would be a Psycho reference, wouldn't it? Hey, what's going on, Death Priest? How you doing? I haven't actually decided yet, Ty, what I'm going to be doing for the 40th anniversary. I mean, I'm sure I'm going to probably at least try to do something video-wise. Maybe not stream, but at least a special video. Maybe a sequel to my reboot concept. Something like that. Because I know people have been waiting a long, long time for me to do a follow-up to my original sequel video. He was conceived in Japan. He wasn't. I don't know. He wasn't conceived in Japan. He was literally conceived on the road of Bride of Chucky. And ultimately went through the entire birthing process in fucking a matter of hours. I mean, maybe Alphonse, but that still wouldn't explain why Glenn would have the indent on them, on him rather, or her, whichever one. I mean, holy shit, Ty, that's a hell of a thing. I don't know if I could accomplish something like that. I don't know. We'll see though. We'll see what we do. God, Jennifer Tilly. Can you imagine Jennifer Tilly playing like Virgin Mary? How would they make a Jason versus Michael Myers movie? Well, I mean, you would have to find an organic way to get them to cross paths. Like, that would be the whole thing. You would have to give them a reason to cross paths. Holy shit, he can run fast. Jennifer Tilly's thick as... Yeah, absolutely. Like, that's kind of an understatement. No, he's talking about the actual actress, Jennifer Tilly, Devin. It doesn't matter. I mean, that's one way to get a role. Quagmire turns into a toilet. Like, honestly, play outside of those three, I would probably say, fuck, who Brad Dourif's daughter plays. I can't think of her name for the life of me, but she's like pretty, pretty interesting. So, I mean, did they use the original dolls? Like, repair them? And if they repaired them and Chucky is now like a whole like public figure kind of thing, why didn't they just give Chucky a whole new body instead of using the stitch together. Look. Yeah, I would kind of die laughing on that too. Who are you? Shitface. God, I love Brad Dourif. You can definitely tell with the tone of this movie, they definitely went for like an Evil Dead-ish kind of, not Evil Dead, but Army of Darkness kind of tone for it. Which, Paris, maybe you can help me with this. Are the dolls on here, the Chucky and Tiffany dolls, are they the actual dolls from the previous movie? Because I'm wondering if Chucky has become such a public figure, like the whole Chucky doll, killer doll thing. Why didn't they just repair his body? Or did they, while making the movies, just think that the scarred look was scarier? Exactly, Alphonse. And I'm like wondering if they did that for her, why didn't they do that for Chucky? Oh, welcome back, Play. Welcome back. That's kind of disturbing. See, that's what I thought too, Paris. But considering what the previous cop saw, and the doll actually, even if the doll wasn't fucking taken by the studio, like, wouldn't it have been evidence again? Both Chucky and Tiffany? Because clearly Tiffany would have had to have been rebuilt. So it's like, why didn't they rebuild Chucky then? Because then, like, with Tiffany, wouldn't the burn look have been scarier too for her? Or or is this supposed to be a sexist kind of thing that Chucky being the guy would should be scarier and Tiffany being the girl should look pretty. Because I'm still like kind of confused, like how they weren't taken as evidence and how the studio would have gotten a hold of them. Unless like you have like something where the graveyard's caretaker, like let's say Glinda or Glenn, whatever you want to call them, they were born, they killed the detective or whatever, and the caretaker saw the dolls, put two and two together, Charles Lee Ray and the Chucky doll, put them all together, took the dolls and sold them to maybe the studio, maybe. Say it's just a matter of practical use. Okay, I can understand. I can see that. I can see that. Because, yeah, it would be true that Tiffany would be kind of falling apart. Because, I mean, she was, like, fucking charred. But another question would be, okay, the dolls would have been flesh and blood, correct? So when they're hooking the fucking animatronic parts up to the dolls, they're corpses. Wouldn't there have been flesh and blood inside of the dolls? Wouldn't anybody have, like, kind of, like, noticed that too? Or would they just have ruled it out as some kind of, like, weird cultist fucking kind of thing, like putting human remains inside of a doll and they just disregarded it? I mean, it's true, but I'm, like, looking at it, like, logically from how, like, the story progresses. Because, I mean, especially with Tiffany having a womb to actually become pregnant and give birth, that would indicate fleshy insides. And then with the whole, when they took the back plate off and seeing the blood and, like, the fleshiness under there, that was kind of, like, quick. And they went about that as if that never had been there before. So I'm wondering if for both dolls, if what they ended up doing was maybe the heads are the same, like they did in Child's Play 2, or is it Child's Play 2? Yeah, Child's Play 2, where they just used Chucky's head and put a new flesh, like, on basically plastic skin on them. Like, I'm wondering if they just used that for possibly even both dolls. I mean, like you said, Chucky was in good position, good position, good condition. So they might not have had to do it, but I'm wondering if they took apart like his head, and his head wasn't fully done yet, like transferring to human, and then they just put him on new doll bodies, and then when Glenn comes there and pretty much has them wake up, maybe it extends to the rest of their body, possibly. Like, so that way the body is still plastic when they attach the heads, and they're able to add all the animatronic stuff onto the inside. Hey, what's going on, Sober Alex? How you doing? Don't the dolls return back to normal after they die? Kind of like at the beginning of Child's Play 2. He never really returned back. Like, he was still flesh and blood. Which is why when you see the crane, when it like stabs into Chucky's body and it lifts it up and pulls it over the plastic vat, the melted plastic vat, his blood is dripping in because he's still flesh and blood. And part 1, he never fully turned into a doll. So while he did bleed, he still wasn't fully human. The Wishmaster versus Freddy. The big question with that would be, is this the Wishmaster from Wishmaster 3 and 4 or the Wishmaster from 1 and 2? And if it's the Wishmaster from 1 and 2, is he unbound? Can he act on his own without having someone make a wish? I'm gonna say though, like, Jennifer Tilly is the fucking definition of juicy in this film. Why'd your nose keep bleeding, play? I don't know. Joan kind of gives me that Jenny Field kind of vibe from Friday the 13th Part 2. Am I the only one getting that from her? Like, if you give her the same hairstyle as Amy Steele, that she could probably pull that off. Fuck. What? I did not remember that at all. Holy shit. Fucking Tiffany flashing. Oh my god. 3 and 4. Oh yeah, I'd give that to Freddy. Up and down. It's John Waters. Jennifer Thicky. Indeed. Indeed. My Chucky needs a girlfriend. Had to find a Tiffany doll. Scare the fuck out of Abby with it. Adam Marcus is funding a Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan film. Really? Doll boobies. It depends on why it's bleeding, play. Like, is it just bleeding on its own? Yeah, I know what you meant to say, Ty. Which he's actually a member of my Facebook group. Chucky and Tiffany scarring Abby. I'd pay to see that. What the fuck? Who the fuck? Who the fuck masturbates that maniacally? Like, I mean, seriously. Oh, they could be together. They could be emotionally connected, Ty. I honestly have no idea, Devin. She has no reason to be afraid of dolls. Oh my god. Ow. I mean, I can't necessarily ask him to fund a fan film, Ty. I mean, me and him, like, exchange brief messages on his Facebook group. But, like, we're not exactly, like, close friends or anything. Like that, I can't exactly promise anything. Especially because I'm not necessarily what you would call a really big YouTuber. And Curse of Chucky? I don't know. I would have to watch it to really see. Oh, you have a good night, Nicholas. Is the Wishmaster from 3 and 4 worse? Yes, he is. He's, as far as the character goes, he's far, far, far weaker. Get Chucky Annabelle? That might be a fucking better idea, Ranger. Be flipped off by Britney fucking Spears. Tell you why? Watch the first 2 movies and then watch 3 and 4. You'll see why. He's extremely weak compared to his first 2 iterations. You gotta love fucking Chucky, man. I mean, wouldn't you already been concerned to begin with? Like, knowing the doll just showed the fuck up out of nowhere? Ooh. It's not bad CGI gore mixed with some practical. Which I think that's a great use of CGI and practical gore there. Our guardian angel. Hey, Machete, how you doing? Tiffany Ray. I'm not Tiffany. Basically, not Ray. The Mrs. Bailey. That's the cop from Bride of Chucky, isn't it? For some reason, I couldn't get the whole Tiffany Ray thing out of my head. But Bailey, that is the cop, isn't it? Why is Wishmaster 3 and 4 bad? Well, ultimately, they changed the Wishmaster so much from being this very intelligent, cool, calculated character with hardly any weaknesses aside from the gem to now falling in love with someone, being able to be killed, although we were told since the beginning that which is eternal cannot die. So there is no way to kill the Wishmaster. So then all of a sudden, now there is a way to kill him. You have to get an angel to do it, and then the Wishmaster wishes for the angel. Like, it's the whole fucking 3 and 4 are just really, really bad. How far are we into the film? We are 49 minutes and 30 seconds. It is the cop? Yes. I figured the name sounded familiar. She's falling off the wagon. We're just watching some guy eat potato chips on YouTube. I mean, isn't that what you're subscribed for? Dark theories. How many potato chips can you eat? Ash Williams from Evil Dead versus the Creeper from Jeepers Creepers. From an objective standpoint, just looking at them matched up together and knowing what Ash has been through, I would love to say that Ash would win. But given the Creeper's particular powers and persistence, I think the Creeper would win in that particular fight. I mean, everything that the Creeper was able to take and still come back, and his regenerative properties. I think that might be a little bit too much for Ash to actually overcome. Oh, you have a good night, Devin. I'll see you in the next one. I know, Ty. I know. Got his intestines out steaming. Gave the fucking doll twitches. T-800 versus the Fugitive Predator from 2018? I don't know. Because, I mean, does the T-800 emit enough heat to show up on Predator's heat vision? And if he does, would the Predator listen for like a heartbeat or anything to assume that it was any kind of threat? Like, would he be confused by it being essentially a cyborg? Are you going to be doing Nightmare on Elm Street commentary, Machete? Really? Make sure you send me a link if you're not a part of the Facebook group yet, Machete. Do I think Sleepaway Camp and Friday the 13th could take place in the same universe? Yeah, I don't see no reason why not. They're completely unrelated things that take place at camps. Doesn't necessarily mean that they're close to each other. So they definitely could take place in the same universe. Because, I mean, you don't need to reference Jason or anything like that. I remember. Yes, I do remember you posting the Part 7 match. That was you? Holy shit. I forgot all about that, Machete. But yeah, like once you do the commentary, make sure you drop the link inside the group. Hey, what's going on, Diablos? Diobolo. Sorry, I looked at that completely like just like does it say Diablo? Like I see it. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Diobolos, is that right? Forgive me if it's not. I just like kind of sprung up on me. How you guys doing over there, you and Buzz? What if you had Angela Baker in a Friday the 13th movie? And how would you do that if they asked you to write it? I mean, personally, I wouldn't mind having Angela Baker being on the run, possibly escaping from a mental institution and living in Jason's old shack near Camp Crystal Lake while Jason has been dormant for like years. Then Camp Crystal Lake opens up and Angela Baker, I don't know, where the fuck did I get Jennifer Baker? What the fuck? I think it's just because I'm watching Bride of Chucky and I'm thinking Jennifer Tilly and all of her juiciness. But, Angela Baker would eventually go on a killing spree as they reopen maybe one of the camps around Camp Crystal Lake. Maybe not Camp Crystal Lake itself. Maybe Packanack. Maybe something like that. Or she applies and becomes one of the counselors there. Has a relapse. Starts going killing counselors. Eventually, all the bloodshed stirs up Jason. And then her and Jason do come face to face. Oh, you doing good? That's awesome. Now to pronounce the name in voice messages, I'll check it out. Because that's the one thing I don't like when... That's why when people on Twitch and stuff like that, they're following, there are people in other platforms are commenting. I try to look at the names, especially when they're kind of exotic in that sense, where I try to pronounce it, but I hate trying to pronounce it if I don't know for sure, because I feel like I'm butchering the name, and I don't want to butcher anybody's name that pops up. It's like I feel like it's like kind of not right to the person. So I'll even try to abbreviate some things, and hopefully they know I'm talking to them. If that makes any kind of sense. And Jason falls in love with Angela because I think Jason needs to get laid. I mean, if that's the way you want to go about it. I would think Angela would probably relate to Jason as a campgrounds killer, but ultimately I think Jason would kill Angela as like anybody else. It depends on who you ask, Alphonse. Um, Most people have come to terms that Jason Goes to Hell and all the New Line films all are essentially a rebooted Friday the 13th universe. Very similar to the original Halloween timeline and Halloween H2O. How Halloween H2O is a rebooted universe. But if you ask Adam Marcus, he says it's canon with the entire series. But we do know that there are some inconsistencies with his story as it relates to the entire franchise. Especially when you start bringing about the whole Necronomicon thing and all that. So I just look at it as it is a rebooted universe. Anything that New Line created is all a rebooted universe. And yes, Creighton Duke is a replacement for Tommy Jarvis. I'll check it out. I'll check it out, my friend. I'll just call you Dio for now. Until I get the pronunciation right. I'll call you Dio for now. But in any regard, welcome. Glad you could make it. Sorry, I was kind of thrown off by Glenda. Looks really evil with the makeup on. The laugh is kind of haunting too. Almost smacked the wig off him. Oh, you have a good night, Machete. It's like, what am I, a fucking psychopath? Ow. Dude, fuck that. A baby isn't that clean coming out. I've watched both my kids be born. Ain't nothing clean about that shit. the sounds, the sounds, man. I don't know, the Glinda personality seems very fucking creepy. So wait a minute. Chucky artificially inseminated Jennifer Tilly. So, considering that Glinda, whatever you want to call them, came out as a doll, shouldn't the babies have come out as like partially dolls? Or some doll features? Which wouldn't it have been better if they had Brad Dourif actually on here, where Chucky came close to possessing him? How juicy would I say Jennifer Tilly is? You missed it, my friend. I said earlier in the stream she is the pinnacle of the word juicy. Do you like the Leatherface Chucky design? You mean the Scarface? Or is there an actual Leatherface Chucky design? Horror boy. So Chucky is a father of 3 and one of his children killed. I believe that would be accurate assessment. I guess I could see that. Paris. Although I would have figured that because of the dolls becoming human enough to have the reproductive organs, that Glinda would have came out as almost a smaller kind of human if that was the case. But then again, like you said, it's 2 dolls. Perhaps they have that made in Japan birthmark. I wonder if that is the case. How long has Jason been down at the barn in Friday the 13th Part 4? Couldn't have been long. Because it indicates that Chris wakes up the next morning and Jason's still in the barn. So I'd probably say maybe a day. Would have likely been a day because we see Jason being taken away at night. But we know he's there the next morning. The morning prior. in Friday the 13th at the end of part 3, where the cops end up putting her in the back of the car. Jason's there overnight before the cops get there. They put Chris in the car. Jason's still in the barn. Part 4 starts. It's nighttime. Jason's still in the barn. So at least like a day, at the very least. Yeah, pretty much, Dio. Because, I mean, the fame and everything, it's like one wants fame one way, the other one wants to keep their fame the other way. And that's ultimately all it is. It's about notoriety between Tiffany and Chucky. Alicia Malone. Why does that name sound so familiar, Ty? What is she from? The Scarface design. Yes. Scarface design I like. Although, to be honest, I felt like the design of the Scarface Chucky was better in Bride than it is on here. I don't know if they use the same doll, but for some reason the stitches on here look like they're plastic with the rest of the doll. She'll knock herself unconscious. She'll probably give herself 2 black eyes, too. How long in the film are we? We are 1 hour and 14 minutes in. Yeah, it would have been cool to see him on there. Which does anybody know? Does anybody know what the traction is with the Child's Play TV series? Like, is that actually moving forward, or are we still just in the developmental stage? I know the name sounds familiar. I gotta check it out. I gotta check her out because it's like bugging me. I know I've seen her before. Fucking Glenn doing kung fu. It's been officially greenlit. It feels like it's been forever since they announced it. So I was like worried it was like one of those like shows that were like going on forever and there was just like no movement. The Chucky television series was still happening along with 2 films. Okay. Now, are they still keeping the name of the TV series Child's Play? That's the next question. Because I could have swore last I heard somewhere else that they renamed it to just Chucky. My guess would have likely been they did that for copyright reasons with MGM, maybe. How part 4 Jason get his shirt buttoned up? Just buttoned it up. I mean, Jason clearly knows how to use buttons. I'll check it out, Ty. Because I'm like really interested to see who she is if I recognize. I'm fairly certain I do because the name sounds super familiar. And if she was on AMC like Movie Talk and stuff like that, way back before I think John Campea moved to Collider, then chances are I've seen her before. Kid does look evil. I mean, I don't think you can exactly beat someone to death with a doll like that without the doll like falling apart. Then again, I've never tried it, so because you wonder if Chucky has the spell to put himself in anybody, and Jennifer Tilly's with Chucky. Well, Tiffany's back with Chucky and Curse and Colt. What happened to Glenn and Glenda? Still wet in his pants. Got the eye twitch and everything. Oh, you have a good night, Play. And just in time. I mean, it's the end of the movie as well. Fucking showing the part with Jennifer Tilly, like, the fucking Tiffany doll just showing her boobs. That is still way too much. Oh my gosh. But I will say, it's much more enjoyable than I originally remember. As far as it goes for the narrative of Child's Play, I still don't like it in that sense. Story-wise, it was not for me. And does create a few questions. But as a really fun, entertaining movie, it's awesome. Like, I love the lines. I love Brad Dourif as Chucky. The fucking masturbating and laughing maniacally was hilarious. But it's very much a spoof of what it originally was. And it makes kind of Bride of Chucky seem super serious. And Bride of Chucky kind of had its spoofy kind of moments. But I will say, in my opinion, it's still, in my opinion, the weakest of the series. In my opinion. Oh, definitely, Dio. Like, that's one of the reasons why I love doing this, because movies that I'll skim over, I actually get to sit down and actually watch and form an opinion about that I might not have had before. Like, before, if you'd have told me that Seed of Chucky was enjoyable or anything like that, I'd have probably said, I don't think so. I just remember it being awful. But now actually watching it and laughing at a good portion of the parts and some of the things that they did was just fucking hilarious. Is it a good Child's Play movie? Of course not. No, absolutely not. Is it a good horror comedy movie? Yeah, I'll give it that. It's a good one. It's a good one. To me, it's on the level of Army of Darkness. Maybe, actually, no. That's a little bit of an overstatement. It's just under Army of Darkness, as far as like, because Army of Darkness still kind of follows loosely the continuity from the other films, and even if you chop off the beginning, then you can still go from there, from Evil Dead 2, and everything fits good. Everything fits well. With this, it goes from the tone that 1 through 3 set, and then started going into a spoofy tone with Bride, and then this one takes a hard right turn and pretty much goes full on spoof. Like, I'm surprised I didn't see the Wayans brothers in this. That's how much of a spoof it became. But like I said, it's still enjoyable in that spoofy kind of sense. But as a Child's Play film, and then knowing what we got with Curse and Cult, I look at this as the weakest link of the series. Still enjoyable, but the weakest link. But alright, that's going to do it for me. I'm going to wrap up here. Luckily, I didn't finish my bag of chips and I didn't choke to death on anything. But at least you guys got some really good ASMR out of it. But I want to thank all you guys for hanging out with me tonight, and especially everybody that followed on Twitch, everybody that subscribed, if I can speak, everyone that subscribed on YouTube, everyone that's in the Facebook groups, all of that. I want to thank all you guys for joining Instagram. If you're on there, you're following me, I want to thank you for following me on there. And I will see you guys tomorrow for some gameplay streams. I'm still not sure what I'm going to do. Likely be Dead by Daylight, but you never know. I got a couple of other horror games that I could play that I haven't tried on this laptop. It just depends if I can get things to work properly. That's all it is. But that being said, I'm going to head out, and I hope you guys have a awesome night. And as always, I am JG Darhk, and thanks for watching.
His cold despair. Ask yourself, will anyone care? Don't ever laugh as a hearse goes by, for you may be the next to die. They wrap you up in bloody sheets to drop you 6 feet underneath. They put you in a pine wood box and cover you up with dirt and rocks. It all goes well for about a week, and then your coffin begins to leak, and the worms crawl in, the worms crawl out, the worms play pinochle on you. your snout. They eat your eyes, they eat your nose as you begin to decompose. A slimy beetle with demon's eyes chews through your stomach and out your sides. Your stomach turns to rancid grease and pus pours out like melted cheese. You spread it on a slice of bread, and that's what you'll eat when you're dead. And the worms crawl out, the worms crawl in. The worms that crawl in are lean and thin. The ones that crawl out are fat and stout. Your eyes fall in and your hair falls out. Your brain turns into maggot pie. Your liver starts to liquefy. And for the living all is well as you sink further